And we have breaking news coming in the broadcast right now. The Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has declared a state of emergency. Now, the state of emergency, which takes effect from Friday night and gives the security forces sweeping powers to maintain law and order in the country. He issued a gazetted notice and he said that he is of the opinion that by reason of a public emergency in Sri Lanka, it is expedient so to do in the interests of public security. Being declared there in Sri Lanka. That's the big breaking news that we're getting to you at the top of this hour. And you can see the visuals on your screen. Visuals coming in from Sri Lanka. The president has given the security forces sweeping powers to maintain law and order. Issuing a gazette notice, the president said that he is of the opinion that by reason of public emergency, he wants to maintain law and order. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Samiksha to give us more information on this latest news break. Samiksha, what more can you tell us with regards to the president of Sri Lanka declaring a state of emergency? We've seen that Sri Lanka is reeling under a severe economic crisis now. Yes, Samiksha, go. Yes.
Well, that's right, Christino. So, Sri Lanka's president has declared a state of emergency. It's the second emergency in 5 weeks that we're talking about here. And this declaration of emergency means that the security forces have been given sweeping powers amid a nationwide strike by protesters, which has been going on for over a month now. Remember, we've been talking about the economic crisis, which is the worst crisis that Sri Lanka has faced in years. In fact, what we're also told is that the spokesman for President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he invoked the tough laws to ensure public law and order after shops were also closed and public transport was also halted on Friday, which brought this Sri Lanka to a standstill after weeks of unrest. So yes, a very economic crisis that this country has not faced in years. A lot of protests that are also taking place against President Rajapaksa. People have been taking to streets. It is a debt-ridden country, remember. In fact, there has been a cabinet rejig as well in the past few weeks. Even that has not really, allayed the concerns of the protesters, because even as there has been a cabinet rejig, the protests continue, because what the protesters are essentially saying that the policies or the reforms, the structural reforms that have been brought about by the Sri Lankan government, which includes changes in the tax structure during the COVID pandemic time, has resulted into a situation such as this, where the situation, is such where, people do not have, there are power outages which last for hours. There's scarcity of essential items as well. So yes, a crisis that the country has not seen ever before, and emergency now invoked for the second time in 5 weeks.
Samiksha, thank you for joining us in the broadcast. We continue tracking the developments very closely in Sri Lanka as a state of emergency has been imposed by the president.